There's a certain kind of person who doesn't just like cats, they understand them. You watch the way they move through the world, quiet, precise, unapologetically themselves. They don't beg for attention, they don't chase approval. They simply exist on their own terms. And something about that feels familiar. Maybe that's why their presence soothes you. They don't need you to be cheerful or performative. They just sit with you, in the silence, in the stillness, as if to say, this is enough. People might call them aloof, but you see the truth in the nuance, the softness behind the stare, the trust behind the choice to come near. You've never needed love shouted from the rooftops, just quietly understood. You're not drawn to their cuteness, you're drawn to their boundaries, their freedom. You don't love cats because they're soft. You love them because they're sovereign. You're not the only one who feels more at ease with a cat curled up beside you than in a crowded room filled with noise and performance. There are millions like you, people who don't just like cats, but feel them, who understand their signals, their pauses, their trust. People who find more fulfillment in subtle companionship than in overstimulation disguised as connection. If you've ever been labeled too quiet, distant, or guarded, you're in good company. You've simply learned to speak a different emotional language, one that doesn't rely on volume to feel real. Because, like your cat, you know intimacy isn't always loud. Sometimes it's a glance, a moment, a presence. Loving cats doesn't mean you can't love people. It means you crave authenticity, not expectation. This isn't just a personality trait. It's a reflection of something deeper, already written into your wiring. Let's pull that thread gently. Psychologists have long noticed a distinct pattern in people who gravitate toward cats. As a group, cat people often score higher in traits like introspection, sensitivity, creativity, and emotional awareness. They're more likely to be introverts, more open to nuanced experiences, and more attuned to the quiet corners of life where meaning hides in small details. But the deeper explanation lives beyond personality traits. It lives in emotional wiring. Attachment theory offers a compelling lens. People with anxious or avoidant attachment styles, often shaped by unpredictable caregiving, may feel more at ease with relationships that don't demand too much, too fast. A cat's love doesn't push. It waits. It approaches cautiously on its terms. This signals safety to a nervous system that's used to walking on eggshells. Where human relationships can feel overwhelming, cats offer a kind of spacious connection, quiet, mutual, pressure-free. They don't ask us to perform, they just let us be, and in doing so begin to reteach us what safe connection can actually feel like. You're not just someone who likes cats, you resonate with them. Their way of being mirrors your own, quiet, intentional, rooted. You're not seeking constant attention because that's never been your language. What you crave is presence, the kind that doesn't need to fill silence to stay connected. Cats offer that, a closeness without pressure, a love that waits instead of demands. You've been called distant, maybe even cold, but what you really are is discerning, sensitive to energy, allergic to pretense. Your affection isn't loud, but it's loyal. Your love isn't showy, but it's sacred. In a world that rewards performance, you've always gravitated toward truth, toward souls who speak softly yet honestly. That's what cats are, and maybe what you are too. You're not cat-obsessed, you're alignment-obsessed, peace-focused, safety-tuned. You're not hiding your love, you're holding it gently, because you know exactly how much it's worth. Here's the part no one talks about. Sometimes loving cats isn't about them at all. It's about finally allowing yourself to exist without explanation. Cats don't perform, and neither do you. Not anymore. You've spent enough of your life being who others wanted you to be, smiling when you were tired, showing up when you had nothing left. Cats gave you something rare: permission to stop, to rest without guilt, to be silent without fear, to show up fully or not at all, and still be worthy of love. What looks like a pet preference is often a quiet revolution, a reclaiming of autonomy, a soft refusal to keep a running on empty. Because cats taught you something human relationships didn't. Love doesn't mean being everything all the time. It means being whole, even in your stillness, even in your absence. And that's where your warmth began to return. If this spoke to you, our next video will go even deeper. Why introverts bond more deeply with animals than people. Because the way you connect with animals, especially cats, reveals something powerful about your nervous system, your boundaries, and the kind of love you're truly meant for. This isn't just a soft spot for pets. It's a sacred bond, a form of co-regulation, a mirror for how you heal. If you've ever felt more understood by a cat than a conversation, you're not strange. You're in tune, and you're definitely not alone. Let's keep going.